the rapture, and then the revealing of the Antichrist.
When it comes to the rapture being pre-tribulation, you're taking the verse out of context, and here's why. I quoted to you chapter 2 of 2 Thessalonians. Now, yes, you are right in it first talking about the rapture, then the Antichrist, and then the tribulation. But here's the context. It says, concerning the coming of our Lord Jesus Christ and our being gathered to him. Okay, and then he talks about not being alarmed by people saying it's already happened. Okay, so subtracting all that, concerning the coming of our Lord Jesus Christ and our being gathered to him, the rapture, that day cannot come or will not come until the rebellion occurs and the man of lawlessness is revealed. That day, the day that Jesus Christ comes back and we are gathered to him, it will not happen until the rebellion occurs and the man of lawlessness is revealed. The Antichrist must be revealed in order for that to happen. And it goes on to say that he will set himself up in God's temple, proclaiming himself to be God. Now, when does that happen? Here in Daniel, it says he will confirm a covenant with many for 1 7, that 7 being 7 years. In the middle of the 7, he will put an end to sacrifice and offering, and at the temple, he will set up an abomination that causes desolation. We were just told in 2 Thessalonians that the man of lawlessness, the Antichrist, is the abomination that gets set up in the temple, because it said he will set himself up in the temple and proclaim himself to be God. Here in Matthew 24, it says, if those days had not been cut short. Now, we all know that we are not appointed unto wrath, right? For God did not appoint us to suffer wrath, but to receive salvation, right? The tribulation is not the wrath of God. It is the judgment of God. There is a difference between judgment and wrath. When you look at the seals, there is no mention of the wrath of God. No mention whatsoever. If anything, you have the wrath of the Lamb, which we know is Jesus. But aside from that, there is no mention of wrath throughout any of the seals. And when you look at the trumpets, there is still no mention of wrath anywhere. The only time we see God's wrath in full mention is in Revelation 16, when it says, go pour out the 7 bowls of God's wrath on the earth. Therefore, at the very latest, the rapture will happen at the 7th trumpet, which takes place before God's wrath.